Hey guys, Herp 23 here, and this is just another series of Herp Help. Um, Basically, this series is going to be about where to buy your leopard geckos from. As you can see right here on the paper towel, that line just formed there by this hide, cause it got hot and stuff, and I don't know what happened. But yeah, that hide had like a residue or something. But yeah, um, right here is just my Ron Tremper reverse striped Eclipse. Let me get his little card actually. Whatever that is. Oh yeah, Eclipse, Posset Raptor, or Pure. From the Ron Tremper line. Actually, he's Posset Tremper Albino or Raptor, and he's from the Abyssinian descendant. So yeah. As you can see, he has almost 100% carroting on his tail. That's what Dave told me, but it's just those spots like stopping it. But yeah, this is just where you should buy your geckos from. I feel like as you start off on this hobby, you should buy your geckos from the best. You shouldn't go to um like people who sell weak genetics and all that. You need to like I don't suggest buying leopard geckos from a pet store or anything. I suggest either buying it from a vendor at an expo or online you can order one, or even a local breeder or something. Um, but yeah, it's good to just search up reptile expos and stuff, so you could like know any expos around your area, so you can go to and purchase these animals. But yeah, this guy's I think about to go into shed, and the camera picks up his colors a little bit, but not as much as I would want it to. But yeah, um, I suggest buying your geckos from either David's Fine Geckos, Ron Tremper, Sasselbeck, GeckoETC.com, LeopardGecko.com, which is Ron Tremper's website, DavidsFineGeckos.com, which is his website, and check out their Facebook pages too, because they also have available geckos there. See, there's a bunch of more other websites and stuff you could check out their geckos. They have some nice geckos. You can trust those breeders and stuff. And this guy's actually by David's Fine Geckos, if I haven't told you already. But yeah, he's gotten pretty fatter since I got him. He was smaller, a little bit smaller when I got him. But yeah, as you begin in this hobby, shouldn't get those weak genetics out there, because that's really gonna affect how your breeding goes, I guess. Even if you're planning on keeping a gecko as a pet, I suggest buying from the top breeders, because those are the ones that have like geckos that are gonna live for a long time and all that. They're gonna have they're gonna really take interest in the interest in their animals more than all those other pet stores like Petco and stuff. Those aren't really good places to buy animals from. So yeah, if you really want to get into this hobby, buy from the best, because that's what's really gonna affect on the babies that come out and everything that you start breeding and things like that. But yeah, other than that, like, you should always make, as a breeder, good investments in animals, like high quality reptiles and stuff like that. Like, let's say, I'd rather somebody buy, let me see, if somebody buys, like 10 geckos from Petco for like $20, and want to breed them, they're not gonna have the high quality standards as somebody who buys, let's say, 2 leopard geckos from Sasselbeck, 2, let's say, radars. They're not gonna have that type of quality, as they're just gonna be producing weak genetics and all that. Geckos that don't even deserve to be bred or anything. That's basically what they're gonna be producing. Nothing too crazy as a gecko from Sassobek that goes for like, let's say, $200-300. I'm not trying to say that you should buy every expensive gecko out there, but hey, if you have the money and get into the hobby, this hobby requires, let's say, a good amount of money to start off and everything. So if you don't have the money for this hobby, I suggest not going into it, because you're gonna be wasting a lot of money on, let's say, feeders for your reptiles, all that other like hides, caging, and all that. You're really gonna need to spend a decent amount of money into this hobby before you start producing all these good geckos and everything. But it's a good thing to take into mind before the other beginners come into this hobby and like really want to be somebody in the hobby. It's something nice that you take love into the hobby, but I suggest if you don't have time, patience, or the money, to not get into this hobby, because it requires all those things. You really need to know your things about this before you start crossing genetics and everything. You really need to step up your game if you want to become like a breeder or anything like that, because it's better to make investments on one high quality gecko than, let's say, 5 $2 geckos or anything. I'm just over exaggerating, but yeah, I'm being sarcastic and everything. But I suggest if you don't have the money for this hobby, just don't get in it, honestly, because trust me, there's a lot of things you need to waste money on in this hobby. It's not like you get everything for cheap and everything. Hey, you can't just miss out on the important things in the hobby, like the feeders and stuff like that. You can't always get cheap things. Sometimes, yeah, you could, like, yeah, let's say go to the dollar store and get some mealworm dishes. Hey, it's not gonna really affect your geckos or anything, but you can just go, hey, waste $1 on a mealworm dish and just use it for your geckos. You can skip out on that type of stuff, but you can't really skip out on the animals' care and all that. You really can't. So yeah, this is just a video for, well, herpers who need help, like with starting off and everything. This video is mainly for like beginners and stuff who really want to start off breeding. Just giving you an insider of what's in the hobby and how you can actually be somebody if you do most of these things in this video. But yeah, basically that's just what I think, my opinion, you know. But yeah, HerpKid23 out. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and check out the other series of Herp Help.